We're kicking. We're still kicking.
65.
Yeah. Oh, was that close to 69?
Nice.
Nice.
I get to start that episode. I'm just going to start.
You're
Nice.
so excited.
All
right,
I
man.
didn't think that through already. All
I
right.
read- You thought long and hard for that.
That's what she said. In 3, 2. And now that I can finally see, we can start the podcast. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Funny Business Podcast, everyone. In case you were wondering, I cannot do this show with my glasses on, and I also can't do it without my contacts or my glasses. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. Mike's calling me Four Eyes right now. We're off to a great start. Mike, happy Shark Week.
Hoo-ha!
Shark Week just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of things came out of nowhere. We were discussing last night. Shark Week came out of nowhere. The ESPYs came out of nowhere. I think that now COVID is subsiding. I think we're starting to see some things that are pretty regular within the current year itself that causes, the type of fanfare and excitement. But hey, Shark Week, dude, my favorite animal is a whale shark. And it's Shark
really?
Week. Yeah, well, yes, I did. So long story short, how that came about was I had to do a book report, but I had to make my own book in third grade, and it was about the whale shark. So I had to draw on it, I had to write in it, I had to color in it, I had to make a really nice book, and we presented it, and Mom came to watch, let alone the first thing that I have saw when I was presenting was she had a camera. And that was the first camera I actually got to dabble around with and use, and look at me now. I'm switching between cameras here and there now.
Professional. I would have to say my favorite shark would be a hammerhead. Just 'cause that's
Hammerheads
the
are
only
pretty
one I
cool,
can
too.
think of. How many sharks do you think we can name?
Let's do it. Go.
Yep. Tiger,
Great white.
hammerhead,
Whale.
that's it. That's as many sharks we can name.
Saw shark. Saw shark.
Excuse me?
Saw. It's that one that literally looks
Shawshank
like
Redemption?
Shawshank Redemption.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Literally looks like it's the what do you call it? It looks like it's the one that has like a saw at the end of it. Like
Okay.
nose. Yeah.
The San Jose Sharks. That counts, right?
I guess. Bruce from Finding Nemo.
Bruce, yep. And I think that's a good way to stop with Bruce.
Bruce. Hello, Bruce. Oh God, we went off. Wow, went off of the deep end. So if you're still listening, Matt, go ahead.
I feel like Shark Week is usually a lot of buzz around it. It just kind of snuck up on us. I remember Shark Week. There was one year where everyone was excited about it. It started in 2012 or something like that. But there's usually a lot of lead up to Shark Week, and now it just popped out of nowhere.
Well, yeah, Matt. You ever seen Jaws? Jaws doesn't show up.
have
You're
not.
like, hey, what's up? And then
Never
it
seen
attacks
Jaws.
you. I mean, I've
Also,
seen bits and pieces.
We just didn't list Jaws.
Yeah. Well, there's Jaws 1, 2, 3, 4, I think, if I am correct. So
Sharknado,
just 1 through 5.
One of the worst movies I've ever watched in my life. I actually remember in college I had a Sharknado poster.
You did.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, awful movie.
And I think there was one too many times when we had guests over, Matt, and somebody's like, "Why do you have a Sharknado poster?" We're like, "We don't know."
It was so bad I had to get a poster of it. Had to.
Well, that was always when the school had poster day, and it's thousands of posters you were able to choose from. So on top of the thousands of posters you had to choose from, you chose a Sharknado poster.
Sharknado, and my freshman roommate chose a Pulp Fiction poster.
Which, relatively, that seems like a college vibe right there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, me being me, I got an Anchorman poster.
Well, of course.
No surprise there.
Stay
It's
classy,
science.
San Diego. It's science.
San Diego.
What's that? What does that mean in German, Mike?
It means the opposite of a shark and the opposite of a male genitalia.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
That's a great description.
What the frick? Okay, everyone. Well, if you're still listening, thank goodness. Welcome again to the Funny Business Podcast. Matt, let's start off with some great news. You may or may not have seen it on TikTok. Matt, at times, we don't like getting caught in the rain unless, we like drinking pina coladas at the time as well. But Matt, at times, Jenna and I always have this conversation when, because her and I both play soccer, I said, I enjoy when it starts raining while you're playing. I do not like it when you don't even get warmed up yet and it's raining. Like, I do not, because like when you're playing, you're already sweating and you're already playing and, you're getting wet, but then like you are still dry and you haven't gotten to that point yet where you're, to the point where you're actually playing yet. So, Matt, I don't know if you ever got caught in the rain as far as any experiences you have.
Oh, I've plenty of times been caught in the rain. Pulling tarp
Yes.
at a baseball game, and we literally had the tarp on the field. We're walking off, and it just starts downpouring. So, like, we literally did the job, and we're just, like, 20 seconds late.
You also got rain on your graduation, too, for your undergrad.
I did. I still have my grad cap that's ruined from that. Yep.
It looks awful.
Terrible. Yeah, but I'm going to keep it.
I mean, it was fabulous.
Sentimental.
But Matt, somebody actually documented their experience of getting caught in the rain. We have a man by the name of Kevin Wired You. Kevin goes by the name on TikTok, The Real Kevo 2. Was giving his grandmother a lift to her physiotherapist, not psychotherapists, appointment when the heavens opened. So, of course, started downpouring, started raining. After his grandma went into the doctor's office for the appointment, Kevin decided to, and I don't know why it delineates to this, decided to get a little bit high before needing to use the bathroom. So he ran to the doctor's building, used the bathroom, but by the time they came out, he was so stoned, he had no idea which door he needed to go out of. That's when things started going south. So, of course, started pouring rain. He sprinted in the direction where he believed to be towards his car, opened the door, hopped to the driver's side, and then looked to his side. That's when he noticed a little old woman who was not his grandmother sitting in the passenger seat.
So I'm trying to read up. My iPad's having a freak attack. This is a great example of why you stay off the weed. I feel bad for the old lady.
I can't even tell you how crazy that experience must have been. The dude looked like he saw a ghost. I mean, I wish I could describe what the video looked like, but of course this guy was high. But on top of that, he looked like he saw 6 ghosts in the back seat and also in the front seat as well. He looked freaking mortified after this experience, which is why Matt, you stay off the weed.
Stay off the weed. Yeah, this is, what do you even do in that scenario? Like, you can't just, because obviously, your first instinct would be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, get out of the car. But at that point, 1, he's too high, and 2, it's pouring rain. So you're really in a lose situation, no matter what you do.
And to the point, Kevin documented the entire experience. So the young at heart individual that was in the car wasn't saying anything. And on top of that, Kevin wasn't saying anything. It's like that awkward exchange when you're trying to open the door for somebody, but then they want you to go first. And then it's you. Oh, okay. Me. And you get stuck. That was the exchange that happened.
Or when you're walking down the grocery aisle and you both go right to pass each other and you both go left. That's the worst.
That's the worst in any scenario. When you're walking at work, when you're walking on the sidewalk, guys, think of it like a road. If you're in the Americas, you go right. Yeah, because I was gonna say you go right, you go left, but technically that'd still be the wrong direction.
Yeah, this was just kind of like a standoff. This was their own Cuban Missile Crisis. Who's gonna blink first kind of deal. And I think don't ask me how I got that reference in my head.
I think I think the poor lady had sunglasses on, so you totally had poker face on that lady, which you didn't even know what her reaction even was. People asked Kevin, why did you record it? And he said, because nobody, well, yeah, number one, he was high, but then as well, because nobody would have believed me if I just said it.
Yeah, that's true. Because especially when you leave part with, "Hey guys, I was high, but listen what happened to me." You really can't follow that. This is just like with the sunglasses part, it just makes it even better because I can just picture Kevin being so high, and then this old lady in sunglasses. He doesn't know what looks that she's giving him. I would have. This is like something from a movie. Like you can't script this.
No,
it's so awesome.
Really can't. We have not heard any follow-up yet as to what exactly the scenario concluded with. We're sure that Kevin is okay because he posted it on TikTok. As far as the individual who either was in, I think it was in like, I don't want to call it like a mall. Wow, voice is lost here. Like a mall. Or if it was just like the physiotherapist. But if it was in that, I wonder what the reaction, like, I wonder if the lady even reacted or even was fully aware as to what exactly was going on.
Yeah, I need to hear from the lady.
I do too.
Yeah, we need to have her perspective.
Get her on the show, Matt.
Maybe like a sit down with like Anderson Cooper and Kevin and the old lady. I think the world deserves this. I think we need to hear more from Kevin too. Maybe he can like tweet like a Notes app apology or something like that. Because I just love Notes app apologies. It's just the perfect place to write your apology, I guess. I need more. I need more information. I'm too invested in this. Kevin seems like an interesting character. The old lady's just kind of wild card at this point. We just don't know enough.
Yeah, I think we need both sides of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Because what if the lady went in his car instead?
Right.
Kevin was too high because the video started when they were both sitting in the car.
What if she was high?
What if she was high?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Crazy. What if she was more high than Kevin?
Right. Like maybe
Also,
it was just, oh, what's his face? Like Bono. Like maybe it was just like Bono's cousin that was just sitting in the car.
Also,
we don't know.
We disavow being high and getting behind the wheel.
Yes, is that still driving under the influence?
Driving while impaired, I believe.
DWI. Yep.
DWI. Yep. Disavow.
Yes.
Kevin's. I don't know. I don't know. This is just like we get these stories once in a while where they release something like this, and it's like, whoa, that's crazy. But like, we need to know the end. Like they left out too many details here.
We do. And Matt, to conclude this lovely story, I'm now going to recite some wonderful lyrics by the song Afro Man.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi. I was going to clean my room until I got high. I was going to get up and find the broom, but then I got high. My room is still messed up, and I know why. Because I got high. Because I got high. Because I got high. It's actually a song if you want to look it up. It's called Because I Got High by Afro Man.
I think Kevin was probably listening to that song in the bathroom.
But I mean,
also not the worst thing someone can do in the bathroom.
Right? Okay. Let's put it this way. We shouldn't think while weed is becoming more legal in states. I was going to say, what's a good song to get high to? But I've never experienced being high.
Because I got high.
But like, I feel like that's the direct song that you got to play first if you're ever smoking a blunt.
Probably. Or like Jimmy Buffett. Do you think he bought this from Alex Cruiser or J.R. Smith?
John Wall. No. No, anyway. Yeah, so if we have any follow-up with the lady, maybe that she's going to press charges or not. Maybe the family's going to press charges. Who knows? It is legal evidence. But, again, we don't know the side stories if that is the case. We're a little skeptic here, like we were last week.
This then falls on the journalist. Like, you can't write a story like this and not finish it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, unless the people come forth.
Well, then that's a continuation. He can ask for an interview.
Right, but then how do you have that contact information from a guy who was high?
You got your ways. I don't know. Look them up
Got
on
your ways.
Google, the Yellow Book.
The Google. Yellow Book.
Sure.
Oh, man. Well, Matt, great story. Thought I'd share. And Matt, we're going to move on. We're going to check in with you, Matt. Matt, how are you, pal? How's things?
I'm tired, man.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm tired. But I'm alive. I'm kicking.
Always tired.
Always tired. Thank God for melatonin gummies. I'm really doing okay. How are you doing, Mike?
It's not the segment, Matt.
Okay, well, I don't know what this segment is about, so that's why I just had you drop an F-bomb. So,
Matt, how is your progress with Too Hot to Handle for season 2?
I'm about 2 episodes in, and I watched them about over a week ago. That's my goal this week, with having some more downtime, is to finish Too Hot to Handle.
Nice.
I did like the first 2 episodes.
Spicy.
I don't remember a single person's name, so that's gonna be interesting when I skip right to episode 3. But it's definitely a twist from the first season.
So do you think, Matt, just casually, dating life, do you think going on a reality show is a good thing to get love? I know we'll probably talk about this again, but
no.
Okay.
No, because I feel like even if you would develop like a good connection while you're on the show, once it comes out, I feel like it's just too much like pressure and too much attention, and like because there's still freshly new relationships.
Right.
So
what about
I would
dating
say no.
apps?
I feel like dating apps are a little better.
Okay, that's great, Matt. Because today,
no, I disavow what's about to happen.
I was inspired by listening to a podcast called The Try Guys. They're making a wonderful dating profile for the guests, not guests, but the hosts, Zach and Keith. So what Miles Nation did was he polled a group of Bumble questions to ask both Keith and Zach about what their response is. So today, Matt, I thought we could both do it. But here's the catch. We don't know if we're telling the truth or if we're lying.
Wait.
So we could totally BS a response.
Okay. So this is the second dating profile I get in this podcast?
Yes, this is technically the second dating profile.
Okay.
I'm telling you, man, I want to be the reason. I cannot wait to go to your wedding and be like, I was the reason why you have this.
Sure. Hey, well, I'm down. Whatever.
So I'm going to give us a prompt, Matt. Obviously, this is a little bit more invested for you than it is for me because I'm already in the dating. But I'd be happy to play along, not to leave you out. So I'm going to give us a prompt. We'll start off with you. And then we'll switch it. So then the second question, I'll start off so that way you have time to think about if you want to tell the truth or if you want to lie. Okay. Totally disclaimer, it doesn't reflect anything bad or good about us. It's just fun. So Matt, the first question I'm going to ask you is if I were famous, it'd be for blank.
TikTok.
Nice. And usually the reason why it spurred conversation from Keith and Zach. So I think we can all understand why Matt is so famous on TikTok.
I need to get back to making some TikToks.
You need to get back to some talks.
I really do. My 206 followers are probably very upset that I haven't posted in over a month.
I got the activation on the Funny Business TikTok that we can now post 3-minute long TikToks.
I got one as well. Yep.
Me too.
So very excited.
Be excited.
Stay tuned.
The way to go.
Maybe.
If I were famous, Matt, it would be for being the first and only fan drafted by the Harlem Globetrotters. And I think we all could explain that.
That's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah.
Can't tell if you're a new listener here or have no idea who I am. You can't tell if that's telling the truth or lying. So we're going to leave it at that.
Yep.
All right, Matt, my turn. If I could donate $1 million, it'd be to, I want to say my loans, but I think paying back my parents. I feel like my parents have done a ton for me and paying them back. So donating $1 million. How about them getting $500,000 and then I would donate $500,000 so that way we can name a building on our alma mater's campus to the Funny Business Building.
Yes. With
How cool
like
would that?
we could teach like a podcasting class. We could build like 6 podcast studios. Yeah.
That we'd be able to run our all-time goal of running a podcast empire.
Right. Yes. I'm gonna piggyback off you, but I'm gonna put a twist in it. Can I donate $1 million beach house to my parents?
Yeah. Of course
Okay,
you
I'm
can.
gonna do that. Because then, plot twist, I can also use the beach house. So, get the best of both worlds.
Can't tell if you're lying or telling the truth.
Exactly.
Matt, your 3rd grade teacher described you as blank.
What was the name of our 3rd grade teacher? Okay. I got the name. Describe me as Albert Einstein.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mrs. Kurtz would describe me as shy.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I was very shy as a kid. I was very shy as a kid, Matt.
So
You'd have no idea.
if you're lying or telling the truth.
So preschool. You know those dumb preschool graduations that we did as kids? Like we sang songs.
Yes. Yeah.
Got the big cap. Well, got the big cap on her head and had like the shaking hand and the. So we had to do the chicken dance as part of our graduation. Yeah, I did not want to do that. I did not want to sing. I didn't want to do anything. I was just not about it. And my preschool teachers came up to my mother and said that we want to hold him back another year because he was not outgoing. And my mom said, "Screw you. He's going to be fine." Here we are.
Look at you now. Co-host of the Funny Business Podcast.
Yeah. So, Matt, my turn. After work, you can find me probably editing the Funny Business Podcast.
Yep. You can find me on Twitter.
Yeah.
Just
that's pretty sure.
Scrolling through Twitter. Or any social media, really.
Have you ever wanted to invest in those super follows yet that Twitter's released?
I don't know what that is.
So super follow is more like a subscription to follow somebody. So it's kind of like a subscription service that people can pay.
Yeah, I like that. I love Twitter because it's free.
Yes.
I'm also a broke bitch, so don't think that'll work out too well.
Matt's just gonna lay fire of all the curse words that we can't use. But thank God I got a new computer. So I gotta tell you, man, I was editing a project last night. There was no jittering. Like I was cranking through that damn project.
There we go.
Fabulous. So yeah, I guess I'll feel a little bit less regretful when I hear this or that, which doesn't mean you can open up to just dropping all F-bombs across the world.
Well, you're not my mother.
Hey, watch your fucking mouth, okay?
Hey.
Matt, your pet peeve, or is it my turn?
I believe it's
your turn.
It's my turn. Yes. Pet peeve. I'm telling the truth on this one. When I can hear people chewing, I just want to punch them square in the face. Square in the face. Like that is, I cannot stand that sound. I don't care if you're sitting next to me or if you're like across the table. If I can hear you chewing, that's all I'm thinking about. That's all I'm thinking about. I can't stand it. Cannot stand it.
I found another pet peeve for me. It's on social.
Oh.
Bad video work.
Okay.
Especially when you have somebody reading from a script and you could totally tell they're reading from a script.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's very tough.
Yes.
Now, granted,
it's also... Oh, go ahead.
Some people don't have the resources to make it well, but you should be somewhat prepared in knowing that you don't have the resources. So what are you going to do to combat that?
It's not hard to just hold the script right next to the camera.
That
like
too.
Right next to the camera. Even if you don't have like a... What's the thing? What's the...
Teleprompter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You could just... Even if you have a piece of paper. Like just... If the camera is right here, you hold the script here. It's not going to look that bad.
Let me tell you. Saturday Night Live, a staple in entertainment, uses cue cards for scripts. Do you know where they hold those damn cue cards? Above the camera.
Yeah.
That way people can look for lines in case they really need to.
Right.
But guess what? Nope, some people don't think about it. Like, just, it's okay to copy from somebody. It's totally fine. It's fine.
They're gonna know. No one's gonna know.
No one's gonna know. Really, they're not gonna know.
They're not gonna know.
They aren't.
They're really not gonna know.
If the person's prepared in front of the camera, you write it big enough, you are at least practicing like to switch and whatnot, you're gonna be great. But I digress. Matt, my perfect Sunday. I would say having a really nice breakfast with Jenna, going to church, and then if it's nice out, maybe just like, I was gonna say people watch, but but just sitting out and just doing something or enjoying something. Matt, I almost died this past weekend. I've been meaning to bring this up.
How?
So we went on a hike. So we went on a nice hike. First time there. We were walking, and like the DNC, the Department of Natural and Conservation Resources. Yes, sure, that word. Posted some very helpful signs. And we were just walking along the trail. This was in our trail, Matt.
Oh my god, dude.
A timber rattlesnake.
Oh my god.
Let's say Jenna was
in Pennsylvania.
I was like, no.
Back up, Tare.
Nope. My mom and dad, I texted them. They were like, we can't believe you're so calm. And like, Jenna was going to text back. No, he wasn't. But both of us weren't calm. And that's all we were thinking about on the trail was like, nope. And we're like, all right, we got to turn back. We can't do it anymore.
Was it moving or was it just like sitting there?
Bat to and from. Like when we went by it and when we came back from it.
Oh, man.
They're meant to be lazy. Like, they're meant to be lazy and to, like, just prey on those things. They're not meant to be aggressive towards you.
Right. Did you make yourself, like, big so it wasn't, like, scared?
Well, that's when it gets intimidated and starts rattling. That's when you don't want it.
I was joking like it was a bear. The bear is just supposed to... Did that snake smell the menstruation? I had to.
Jenna was like, it's not gonna hurt you, and she's like, what if you saw a bear? I'm like, I don't know, Jenna, I'd feel a little bit more comfortable if I saw a bear. I'd be freaked out, but
you were like, what's up, buddy? A staring problem?
So yeah, I had to keep my distance. Thank God social distancing has provided me the rule of thumb as far as how far is a good distance away. It was 3 feet, but 6 feet's taught as well. Okay. So Matt, perfect Sunday.
Brunch, I'm going to say yes. Actually, I'm going to say church first. I need to get back to church. Church first. Then breakfast after church. With Mike.
You can't tell if you're telling the truth or not.
Yep. Church. Breakfast with Mike. And then probably just like a cookout with like friends and family. Outside.
Mike just goes away.
I said friends and family.
Don't know if I'm included in that.
Well, really?
Yeah,
really?
I'm kidding.
Okay.
We should go to church sometime again.
We should go to church. Yes.
Podcast.
I haven't been in a long time, actually.
We've been Jen, I actually went for the first time up the street from where my house is. That was the first time, God, since.
That's a nice church too.
It is nice.
I've been there.
I can't even tell you the last time I was there. Like as per like going to church.
Right.
It was interesting. Not interesting, but anywho.
Right.
Matt, your go-to karaoke song.
Tequila. I don't know who sings it, but just Tequila.
Yeah. You're right. Picture by Kid Rock.
Do I know that one?
I took your picture away. Sat down and cried today.
I don't think I know that one.
Oh, really? Well, actually, I'm kidding. Yeah, I really don't have.
I've never done karaoke.
I have once. I sang "Party in the USA" by Miley Cyrus.
It's a great choice.
Yes.
Great choice.
I was on a dare, but I was totally for it.
I always wanted. We should do karaoke one day.
Karaoke, you and I.
Yeah, at a bar.
I'm game.
Okay.
Okay. Speaking of karaoke song, your go-to song. My go-to song is "Leave the Door Open" at the moment with Bruno Mars.
That's a great one.
I'ma leave the door
I would say my go-to song, Love Story, Taylor Swift. Actually, scratch that. You Belong With Me, Taylor Swift.
I've been meaning to ask you something, Matt, on top of the topic of Taylor Swift.
Go ahead.
So Jenna and I, we have come to an agreement that the most, let's just say the most challenging thing in our relationship, per Jenna and I, is selecting something on Netflix.
Okay.
We saw a Taylor Swift documentary on Netflix. Did you watch that?
I have not. I've heard it's very good. Which one was it about? It was about, was it Reputation?
No. I think it was My Story. I think that's what it was.
No, I have not seen. I didn't actually really know it was a thing,
Okay.
but now I have to watch it.
Okay.
I have to.
Matt, we'll get along if blank.
We will get along if that's tough. I feel like get along if we have similar interests. No, I'm not saying you have to like every single thing the same, but you have to have some things in common, some things you like watching, some things you like doing on weekends and stuff like that, places you like to go, stuff like that.
We'll get along if you're honest with me. Like if you're just straight up. Like if you tell me like, hey, just keep it straight, like keep it real with me, like, is this good or not? And like if you can't tell me up front, like the answer, nah.
Honesty is very key.
Or drama, if you're drama. If you stay away from the drama llama.
So,
that's what
right, okay. Say that makes sense.
We'll get along if you have a lot
if you
of drama.
bring all the drama.
Matt, you feel, actually, I'll go. I feel most empowered when, I'd say if I learned something and I applied it. Like if I learned something, like if it was a YouTube video or like just a straight up Google search, and I do it and it's good, I feel pretty empowered.
It's a lot better answer than I'm going to give. I feel empowered when I get a really good haircut. I've said it before on this show. No better feeling than getting a good haircut. I feel like I could take on the world.
I feel like I have to get a haircut, but I really don't.
Like right now?
Like, yeah, but like my hair's growing longer. My hair's growing longer than this.
I'm going for one this week, for sure. I'm trying out a new place, actually.
I might have to try it at a new place
Very
too
excited.
myself. It's a little upsetting at the place that I go to. It's very
because hand up, I'll admit it. I sadly went to Supercuts for a while, and I'm trying an actual barber now. So I'm very excited.
It's a good choice.
Yep.
It's a good choice. Matt, last one. The world would be a better place with more blank.
The world would be a better place with more dogs. And I don't think that's a lie. I don't think you can deny it.
I was going to say beer that doesn't make you fat. But still good.
Yeah. That's probably true too. I think both options are very good.
Very valid.
Yes. Yep.
So if you heard this, ladies and gentlemen, and you think, oh my God, that man, Matt, stallion, an Italian stallion. Are you Italian?
Did you just ask me if I was Italian?
Are you Italian?
My last name is Summers.
Dude, I've been getting Summers for all my life up until, what was it?
I'm not Italian.
Okay. No, that's Italian.
Just a segue for another segment.
Well, speaking of segues, we're just going to conclude to a commercial break. When we come back, Matt's got the sports. Let's say you start a podcast or you're running your own side hustle and have a bunch of links that you want your audience to know about. As a podcast, Matt and I have all of our social media, all of our podcast links, and other important things. Make it easier for your followers to find your important links, social media, and latest content by having it all in one page with solo.to. I'll be honest, I have used similar websites like this, but nothing compares to solo.to. All of your links are clean and easy to navigate. Have an upcoming video? It's really easy to make those changes. Plus, solo.to has opportunities to upgrade to include more customization, advanced analytics, and so much more. Solo.to is giving us a special opportunity for you to get 10% off if you create an account and upgrade. Be sure to go to solo.to/funnybusiness to create your account today. Solo.to, it's the way to go. Do you think, Matt, people are tired of hearing our Anchor ad?
Yeah, probably. But let's be honest. If it wasn't for Anchor, we would not be doing a podcast.
You're right, Matt. Once again, we have to thank Anchor for helping us continue to make each episode. Y'all know how it works. Anchor is free. It's easy to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, and distributes your podcast to platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more.
And you all know that you can make money too, even with the first couple episodes that you start with.
So why haven't you started your own podcast yet? Anchor is everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's anchor.fm.
So, Mike, when do you think we'll stop talking about Anchor?
Oh, man, Matt. You know what? To be completely honest, I think we'll be talking about this for a long time.
Okay, let's slide into the sports topics we have for you all today. Talk about a sport we really have not touched on a lot lately. And since it's All-Star Week, might as well. It is baseball All-Star Week. If you're listening to this on Friday or whenever you listen to it, the Home Run Derby All-Star Game would have already happened. So it's time to do some time traveling, go back in time. Mike, the most electric player in baseball right now is...
Bryce Harper.
No. It is Shohei Ohtani.
Oh,
yes.
Shohei.
Outfielder.
Hey. Oh, Ohtani's got the ball. He's got it.
What the? Okay. All right. So let's slide into the sports topics we have for you all today. Ohtani is the most electric player in baseball. If you have no idea who he is, let me describe it to you from a tweet from Jeff Passan from ESPN. Angels star Shohei Ohtani will be the American League All-Star starting pitcher and bat leadoff as designated hitter, less than 24 hours after competing in the Home Run Derby as the number 1 seed.
Doesn't he have a ridiculous stat that he's done no BP and he leads the league with homers?
Oh, I don't know. He does lead the league in homers. I didn't know he doesn't do BP.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Hang on, I gotta do some research. But go ahead, continue.
He is he's electric. He has 33 home runs, the most in Major League Baseball history in a season by a Japanese-born player. Mike, who had that record?
Hideki Matsui.
Correct.
A thriller from Godzilla.
Correct. And he's like an all-star pitcher. He's phenomenal. They originally weren't going to let him pitch and bat, and then he like begged them to, so they allowed it, which I think is cool because he's the first ever two-way all-star, which is also bizarre because you would think Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Two-way all-stars, this has to be one of the coolest things you can do in sports, right?
I'm sure
like
you have more.
Being an all-star as a pitcher and a hitter.
I'm sure you have more, my pal.
What do you mean?
Oh, I thought you meant like there's other cool things that, you know,
I'm
be part of.
I'm just saying, like, as an individual.
I mean, that's a feat to have. Like being able to be an all-star for a pitcher, but then be an all-star for a player. Like, I think you have a better opportunity to have more playing time in the all-star game because you are going to pitch, but you're also going to field too. So you actually get the most amount of playing time than any other player during that night.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, he's just incredible. And it's not like he's just hitting like balls like just over the fence. He's hitting moonshots. Did you see that one he hit in Seattle a couple days ago?
Yeah. Was it a dip? Like he had to reach for it, but...
Yes, and it was like 463 feet. It made it to like the third deck in right field. Absolutely insane. Excuse me. I said he's in the Home Run Derby. So let's go back in time, Mike. Let's predict the winner of the Home Run Derby. I have the I was in my head I was gonna have a game of you just guessing who's gonna win the Home Run Derby until you get someone that's actually in the Home Run Derby. But I won't do that to you. So here's the matchup. So it's like a tournament style, 1 through 8 seed. So Shohei Ohtani is the 1 seed. He's going up against Juan Soto, star from the Nationals. We have Royals catcher Salvador Perez going up against reigning champion Mets first baseman Pete Alonso. And we have Rangers outfielder first baseman Joey Gallo going up against the hometown kid that's in Colorado this season, against Rockies shortstop Trevor Story. We have the A's Matt Olson going up against the Orioles Trey Mancini. So Mike, pick your winner.
I'm going to go... Where's it at? hometown wise?
It's in Colorado, so it's got the elevation. There's gonna be some moonshots.
Moonshots.
Yep.
Some dingers. Which, by the way, shout out to Trent for hitting the dinger this past weekend in the tournament.
Yes.
Also,
shout out Kent Murphy because his videos are funny.
I'm gonna pick a weird one.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick. Oh, now I saw the matchups. Sorry, I was gonna pick Juan Soto, but then I saw he was in the 8th seed, and I'm like, ugh. Yeah. I was like, that's got to be some underdog crap. I'm gonna go with Pete. I feel like Pete's got another thing under his belt because look, the Mets practice that they won the World Series. That's got to bring some magic back in preseason.
True. First time the Mets are in first place at the All-Star break since 2007.
Wow.
Yes, right? That's crazy. I am going to go with Trey Mancini from the Orioles solely because I think it'd be a great story because he missed the 2020 season because he got diagnosed with cancer. He's come back and he's been phenomenal. Awesome. Yep. Let's stay in baseball, Mike. The Yankees-Astros played this last weekend, and it was the most electrifying thing in sports. Garrett Cole. So I was not able to watch the game on Saturday when Garrett Cole threw a 3-hit shutout against the Astros, 129 pitches. I didn't even know what happened in the game. I was working. I got out of work, and I had a text from my dad. I have to pull it up. Just out of 10:30 at night, my dad texts me. Garrett Cole is the man. Nothing but respect for that man. Worth every penny.
It's like your dad tweeting almost.
That would be a sight.
Be awesome.
So Garrett Cole, the big story of the night is Aaron Boone went out to talk to Garrett Cole with 2 outs in the 9th. He claims he was not going to take him out. I think Garrett Cole just kind of alphaed him on the mound. And if you didn't see it, he just went off. Was going off on Aaron Boone. Something you don't see a lot nowadays from pitchers. Usually they kind of just take it and go, especially when he was at 126, 125 pitches at that point. And he just stayed on the mound, struck out the next guy in 3 pitches, and the Yankees won the game. When you pay a guy $324 million, you should expect stuff like that.
I mean, the confidence. I mean, that's some big pitcher energy right there. Like you can't go against it. And when you sent me that tweet the other day, Matt, I thought he was upset, but it was more. Garrett Cole was just on all cylinders, and there was no way you were stopping that train.
Oh, he was upset because Boone was going to take him out.
Right.
The tweet that I sent you. So this is a quote that Garrett Cole said in his post-game press conference when asked about what he told Aaron Boone on the mound. He said, quote, "I said the F word a lot, and I kind of just blacked out. I don't really remember what I told him, to be honest." And if you saw the press conference, I actually saw the video of it. It was even funnier because they asked him the question. He's like, "Well, yeah, I said the F word a lot, and I just blacked out." Like, it was just so funny the way he said it.
Super casual.
Super casual. Was the first good start he had in a while. Ever since they banned the sticky substances, he's been a little iffy, which it was nice to see him bounce back. And then there was Aaron Judge. Did you see what Aaron Judge did, Mike?
I did not, but I heard
okay.
the wraparound.
Okay, so if you don't know, Aaron Judge hit the only home run. That was the only run in the game on Saturday when Garrett Cole pitched. And as he was rounding third base, he took his jersey and tugged it in, referencing when Jose Altuve hit the game-winning home run in the playoffs against the Yankees in 2019. When he was allegedly wearing a buzzer, he was saying, "Don't rip my shirt off," and tugged his jersey in so they couldn't see the buzzer. That's hysterical. Very hysterical. And then did you see what happened the next day on Sunday?
Didn't they lose?
They did. So they were up 7-2 in the 9th, and Altuve hits a game-winning home run, 3-run home run. He rips his jersey off after the game, showing hey, look what I don't have. Here's the problem I have with that, and this is where you can hop in. They've always been denying that they cheated.
But they did.
This just proves that they cheated. Because if you go along with the joke, then you understand that you actually cheated.
You admit to your own fault by that.
Right. And I also feel like he's not allowed to go along with the joke since he didn't get suspended or anything.
Yeah. Well, we for sure can understand the tension between Yankees and the Astros just based on what happened in 2019. It's becoming a Red Sox and Yankees rivalry between them. And, I think all of us are pretty pissed at the Astros. Just flat out, because Yankees could have made their World Series run when both you and I could agree that they had the potential to. And, there they are.
I was at a game in that series. What the game?
You were. I remember that.
The craziest game of my life. People also forget Judge and Altuve have a little history because Altuve won the MVP that year over Judge. And at the time when he won it, Judge tweeted out congratulations for Altuve. And then when the cheating scandal came out, he deleted the tweet. So, a little bit of history there. So, the Yankees did not get the championship that season. Who did get a championship this past week? Mike, it's going Rome.
When in Rome.
It was either going home or it was going Rome. It ended up going to Rome. I think we're talking about soccer actually for the first time on this show. I'm going to admit it. The UEFA 2020, which yes, they did still call it UEFA 2020. It was cool. It was cool.
When you have world pillars, country pillars going up against each other, it becomes much more, I want to say valuable, but it becomes much more, the stakes are much higher. It's intense. And you don't have a town going, you have an entire country that's behind your back. And soccer being the sport that it is, just a little pedestal here, the sport that it is in European countries, you live and die by soccer. And that's it. That's the tweet. You live and die by it. And I saw some pretty nasty conversations between, it was Rome and Italy, right? No,
Rome is in Italy.
Duh. There was some interesting conversations happening with
yes,
that
Italy and England.
Right.
Thank you. There we go. Yep. I mean, I can't really get into the MLS, and I sometimes try getting into the clubs in Europe and stuff. But you're right. When countries are involved, I feel like that just makes it easier for us to follow because we know Italy, we know Brazil, Argentina. Lionel Messi won his first major cup. They won the whatever that's called. They beat Brazil. It just makes it more interesting, and it makes it that much more painful that the U.S. sucks at soccer. We're not even in the World Cup next time.
I know, and I could see why Americans are not big soccer fans like yourself.
Yes. What I do want to talk about, the game ended, so it was a 1-1 tie. Barf.
PKs, baby!
Yes, that's what I want to talk about. It ended in penalty kicks. Now the big conversation is, should soccer games be decided by penalty kicks?
It's a great question, Matt. I'm glad you brought in a resident soccer fan. In terms of some level of play, some people have somewhat of an overtime, and then they go into penalty kicks. And it's kind of like hockey, where it's like a shootout. That could be the same question. Should hockey end in penalty shootouts?
Correct.
Should soccer end in? I think, to me, here's the thing that annoyed me the most, and this is probably where I'll probably just grant myself 2 minutes at the podium, sir. Mr. Speaker.
Talk starts now.
The fact that you are pitting your goalie versus your shooter. I remember we had practice when we were picking our lineup. So for those who don't know about soccer with PK shootouts, you have a line. So you have 5 players that are going to be your penalty kickers. We determined that when we were back in high school, and I'm allowed to talk about this because it's definitely far out ahead of high school. I've almost been out of high school now for almost 10 years. We have together.
Whoa.
The fact that we spent at practice taking PKs, and I'm not kidding, Matt. I didn't take one. I took 10 penalty kicks to earn my spot in the 4th position. Please tell me how shooting 10 penalty kicks in a row is going to earn my spot in a penalty kick. If you could make one shot, one penalty kick,
One opportunity
to seize everything and whatever. Why should like that annoys me as a player. So I had to earn my spot by shooting multiple penalty kicks when shooting one was not enough.
So
because for me, I had a way of faking the keeper out because I was left-footed. I would pretend to go right, but I'd actually curve and I would go to looking at the goal right corner, but to the goalie's the left corner because they're already moving our left, their right for that.
So you're saying that, what are you trying to say? That like shooting 10 penalty kicks is irrelevant because you only get one shot?
Right.
Okay.
Because then, Matt, I don't know if you're totally aware, but it gets down to if nobody's making a penalty kick, the keepers actually take penalty kicks.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, if it gets to that point, like keepers actually take a penalty kick. So,
okay,
to me, I think it's irrelevant. I would like to see an overtime, or I'd like to see more stoppage time ended to that after 90 minutes. I think that'd be really cool. But yeah, it just gave me it was a pain in the ass.
I think I would agree. Hockey, NHL is getting away from shootouts. Like in the playoffs, they don't have shootouts. They just keep going to overtime.
I like overtimes.
I agree. You know what else they could do? Take two guys off the soccer field. 9-on-9. That'd be kind of cool.
Or keeper can't use the hands.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, headbutts only. That'd be crazy.
Speaking from somebody who doesn't like soccer.
Right. The only caveat that I'm going to say is that as a fan, it's awesome.
Oh,
like,
it's intense.
Penalty kicks and shootouts in hockey are awesome. Like as a player, does it kind of suck that it comes down to a 1v1? Yeah. Does it make for great TV? Hell yeah. That being said, I don't think a finals should be decided by penalty kicks.
I can agree with you.
Because,
I think it should be good extension to an overtime.
Right, because the losing team's always going to blame the goalie. Like, yes, you didn't make enough penalty kicks, but the goalie really ultimately takes the blame because he gave up the goal, and I don't think that's fair.
The keeper is the last line of defense when it comes to scoring a goal. But before that, you had to get through 10 other guys in order for you to actually make that goal.
Right.
It's upsetting.
Also, I kind of wish England would have won because those fans were just going crazy. It was like 5 hours before the kickoff. Is it called kickoff?
Yep.
Okay.
First touch. Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, kickoff.
It was like 5 hours before. There was just England fans in the street just blasting Mr. Brightside. I was like, you guys are awesome.
Matt's like, I finally found my people.
Yes. Speaking of fans that are awesome, quick NBA Finals talk. The Suns ate a little bit of humble pie in Game 3, also known as the Scott Foster game. Do you know who Scott Foster is?
Wasn't he a coach at one point?
No, he is the referee.
He's a
Yes. Scott Foster game, who is notoriously known for hating Chris Paul. And he actually does hate Chris Paul.
He's admitted it.
Well, he goes trending every time he's on Twitter in a playoff game when Chris Paul plays.
Oh.
Which should be the sign. If you announce the referees before a game and a referee starts trending on Twitter, maybe that's a sign he shouldn't be refereeing the game. In the last 13 playoff games that Scott Foster has refereed Chris Paul, what do you think Chris Paul's team's record is in those 13 games?
Out of how many? Can you give me a total out of how many games?
13.
2 and 11.
Close. 1-12.
That's
and
bad.
Oh, by the way, that one win was the Valley Oop in Game 2 against the Clippers, and Chris Paul didn't even play. Yeah. Game 3, we're recording before Game 4. Game 3, the Suns shot 16 free throws. Giannis shot 17.
Which probably half of them, if not half of them, 3/4 of them should have been a 10-second violation.
Probably. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna pull up the stats. I'm gonna give Giannis credit. He is playing really well, like really, really well.
I mean, I think we all know when it comes down to it, if whether that's the Bucks or the Suns. If the Bucks win the championships, he's definitely getting the MVP for that.
Yeah, hands down.
Hands down.
Yes, the Suns will be iffy if they would win because Booker had a horrendous game. I think he shot 3 for 14. Giannis from the free throw line was that's field goal attempts 13 for 17, which is pretty good for Giannis.
Yeah.
I still like the Suns. Suns in 4 had its moment. It lived and died. But I still have confidence in my team.
It's good. It's good. Just because it's in 4 doesn't mean if it's not in 4 doesn't mean they're not going to win.
Right. And Suns in 4 is more of a lifestyle than it is actually winning in 4. But Mike, as they say, it's not a series until the home team loses a game.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens in game 4. And,
We'll see.
role players always do play better at home, too. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know why? Is that an actual thing? Do you think?
I mean, it's hometown. When you're away, you have to deal with a lot of the away jitters, I guess is the best way to call it. Like, you're in a hotel, you're trying to navigate your way to the arena. I mean, being a professional, you should know, or you're taking a bus or whatever. At home, some people live in that area. They get a good night's rest. They wake up. They know where they're going. It's all these extra little things. And some people who are supporting roles and not superstars end up doing better because they had that. But I mean, literally, I hate to be frank, but that home field advantage from that.
Yeah, and I guess, you get to cheer from your home crowd and stuff like that.
You get family too. Like, there's probably a lot of family that come if they're in the area. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I still think Suns in 6. We both said Suns in 6.
Go Suns. That's all I'm saying.
Go
Suns.
Sun. Go Sun.
Go Sun.
Yep.
I've been seeing you tweet. I gotta
go
keep
Sun.
up with
Yeah,
it.
every single day I retweet Langston Galloway. Another day to be great.
Or Mikal Bridges. I keep seeing that all the time too.
Just tweet out Mikal Bridges. Cam Johnson poster from Game 3. That was insane.
It's beautiful.
That was
a work of art.
hot. That was hot. I'm not gonna
Chef's
lie.
kiss.
That was hot. Put it in the Levee. What's that called?
Lavore.
Lavore. That's you know what? That's just a great way to end sports topics and segue.
Or the wise words of Aaron Chiz. Put it on the shelf.
There we go. Shout out Aaron Chiz. And that concludes the sports topics we have for today. It is time for Take It.
Dude, my head hurts actually saying that.
Yeah, that was interesting. We may have had this conversation already in the podcast. I don't remember. I'm 99% sure we haven't done this Take It. And before people ask, yes, I could have done the research. Was I too lazy? Yes. So just shut up. Mike, beer or liquor?
Oh, are you kidding me, man?
As I drink a not sponsored Truly fruit punch.
I drink
tropical punch.
A fabulous Imperial Ale. Imperial Pale Ale, also known as a beer. Matt, I'm going with beer, man.
I like beer. I'm just not gonna.
Okay, Brett Kavanaugh.
Yeah. I just got that. Bravo.
Let me tell you something, Matt. Beer, you can get in packs. You
can get.
Let me finish.
All right.
Yeah. You can get a 6-pack of liquor. Get a 6-pack of vodka, I guess. 6-pack of shooter. Here's the thing about beer being older. Number one, it's the most social thing ever for a group of guys. And then 2, when you drink, you know the amount that's inside when you're drinking. Because liquor, my friend, you could get a really limp drink, and then the next one could be doused, and you're totally inconsistent the rest of the night because you could be getting more liquor or less liquor. That cuts it for me because I know if I drink 2 IPAs, I know I'm going to be feeling it. But liquor, if I'm at a bar, I have no idea what the heck's going to happen because somebody's hand may be a little bit heavier than the other when they pour.
Okay, but you can drink liquor at home and make the drinks the same way every time.
But when are you home drinking by yourself?
Well, first of all, I never said I was drinking by myself.
I was more so making a joke at me because here's me with a beer by myself at home.
Okay. Well, hey, listen, you can make a whiskey sour by yourself.
Dude, that was my first drink, believe it or not, when I turned 21.
Was it really?
I did that air quotes. Yeah, I went to a restaurant, and believe it or not, that was that's my grandpa's favorite drink. So it was kind of weird that I chose it.
My first drink was a Sam Adams Boston Lager. Did not care for it. Yes. I'm going for liquor.
I could tell by your response.
Right. Well, clearly. My main reason is the variety. You can do way more stuff with liquor than with beer.
But beer has the variety because of the brewing. Yeah, let me tell you. Beer is not for the drink. It's for the experience, my friend. It's going to all these different brewing companies and enjoying the craft beer style that is IPAs at most, but you can't, I mean, yeah, you can go to a distillery or you can go to like a bourbon barrel crap like that, but
right.
How frequent is beer or a brewing company more than a distillery or a barrel?
It's more because there's more breweries.
Right. So you get to experience more.
So that's like saying, how do I phrase this? So just because there's more, it means it's better.
It's more experience, more travel. I mean, Matt, I've been to now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In my time, I've been to 6 different brewing companies.
Okay. What's that have to do with beer versus liquor?
I've never been to a liquor, or I'm just going to say a liquor place. Besides fine wine and good spirits.
what does that have to do with beer versus liquor? I'm talking about
because it's just easier for you to experience the overall experience of the beer rather than just I'm going to go to fine wine and good spirits and pick up an Absolute or Jim Beam or Jose Cuervo, or whatever homemade liquor it is.
Okay, so my question wasn't what's more fun to drink. My question was what's better, beer or liquor?
Yeah,
and you're just like, well, there's more breweries, but liquor is better.
That's the point, Matt. It's not. It's overall. It's the beer, which is great to drink, but it's about the experience too.
Okay, I'm going to throw this hot take out there.
I'm ready.
IPAs, they all taste the same. They just do. They all taste the same. Every single one. It's either hoppy or it's not hoppy, and it's just maybe this one has a hint of orange and a hint of I don't know, blueberry and a hint of strawberry. It's just the beer tastes the same. Bud Light, I love Bud Light. I like Bud Light. I like light beer. Light beer tastes the same too. What are you drinking right now?
I'm having a fabulous local. Well, I wouldn't say local, but local to Jenna. I'm having the fabulous Lawn Games Hazy IPA. It's the first time I'm saying this on the podcast. It's from New Trail Brewing Company.
So just like all the other hazy IPAs that every other brewery has?
No.
Okay.
Let's see here. Let's head on over.
Off to the beer fridge. I will say, there was a point in time where you used to open up that beer fridge and it used to just be all Miller Lite, and now it's just all IPAs. You're a changed man.
Let's head in the thing, shall we? The mobility I have right now with this freaking this desk. Let's see here. So,
I will say before you go.
Yeah, I'm ready.
That gummy bear IPA was good. I'm not saying some of them. I'm not saying every single IPA tastes the same. 95% of them, they just taste the same. It's just a beer.
Well, Matt, let me pull out the good old gummy bear.
You should always pull out.
Let me pull it out for you. So let's see here. This one is an Indian Pale Ale brewed with lactose, vanilla, orange, and raspberry.
That one's good. That's one of the outliers that actually tasted like its own beer.
Then you have the Broken Heels Hazy Triple IPA.
Yeah.
There's Citra, Mosaic, and Yukuanot, but it's notes of bursting citrus flesh, dank pine, and bright tropicals.
Okay. That one was good, but continue.
Here's another Broken Heels IPA. You may be like Mike. It's the same thing. It's not.
Oh, really? How is it different?
It's not. It's high aromatics, soft bitterness, citra. Okay, so it has what the hops has the hops in it. But I can tell you, this one tastes different than this one.
I can tell you that triple IPA that we had and that double IPA tasted the exact same.
Yeah, because you couldn't get over the hops, man.
But they're all like that.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
As I'm casually putting all my beer back in my fridge.
You know what's great with tequila?
Makes your clothes fall off.
And you know what I can have?
You can do that with beer too.
I can have a regular margarita. I can have a strawberry margarita. I can have a mango margarita. I can have a watermelon jalapeno margarita. I can have a pineapple margarita. And you taste the tequila, but you also taste different. The margarita different. It tastes different from variation to variation.
But you could also get sours too. Like sours is another thing. Like, yeah, I talk about IPAs a lot. But you can get sours that definitely taste different. Not all of them taste the same.
Right. But I would argue that a regular sour IPA from one brewery tastes the same as like a different sour IPA from a different brewery.
So here's the best thing, Matt, about beer. You don't have to mix anything else in order for you to enjoy the drink.
So here's the best thing about liquor. Is that I can go to the store and get a good bottle of vodka for like half the price of a 4-pack of an IPA.
Like Pinnacle Whip vodka.
No, not like Pink Whitney. Yes.
Do you remember that shit you bought?
Was just absolutely. I think I mixed it with root beer, which wasn't bad, and then I just tried to do a shot of it. I was like, absolutely.
And
not.
I did one with you too. I was like,
yes, but it's great because you can catch a buzz on liquor for a lot less than catching a buzz with beer. And you know what else? I can eat a lot more when I drink liquor than I can when I drink beer.
Just gonna finish this drink.
I stumped you.
No, there's no way you could stump me, Matt. Like, come on. Having a beer, like, it seems much more common to have a beer at dinner than it is to have a mixed drink.
It is. That doesn't mean beer's better.
But it's the most frequent. You frequent to it rather than liquor.
But why does that make it better? I'm talking about what tastes better. What more things you can do with. Like just because beer is
so you introduced the topic. You introduced the topic, Matt. What's better, beer or liquor?
Correct.
And then you went off with strawberry margaritas.
Right, because
whiskey sours. Do you know the thing about those, Matt?
What?
They involve different ingredients.
Yes.
And if you're just judging based on the sole purpose of the said alcoholic, the alcohol, the alcohol, baby. Beer, you don't need to add anything. Liquor, you do. Unless you're that psycho back in college that used to just drink from the bottle.
I think liquor's better because it's more variety.
Okay. You do you, boo-boo.
I like beer, and I know you like liquor.
I do like both.
When I'm on vacation, I drink like if I go to the beach for a week, I'll maybe take like 6 beers. I just like when I go out to vacation, like to dinner on vacation, I don't go for beer. I'll go for like, I don't know, a strawberry daiquiri or like a blue Hawaiian, stuff like that. Because I also feel like, what would you rather drink in a hot summer day? A beer or a pina colada?
There's shandies.
Okay, so I'm assuming that answers beer.
There's a shandy. Dude, literally the summer shandy that I had.
Okay, I guess we just agreed to disagree.
Listen, nothing's wrong with liquor. I think we both. Nothing's wrong with our decisions based on today's podcast.
Sure.
But
I'll go
I
with
think, jackass. Well, y'all, we've never done a poll in a while, but you know what to do. If you're really feeling that need to talk about something, to talk about it, Steve, Reed, if you're listening, I hope you listen, man. I hope I did you well.
I think I know what his answer is going to be. Yeah. I have a hunch.
But yeah, you know what to do. You have the proper social channels. You have everything to chat with us, be able to get to know exactly what your stance is. But if you haven't already followed us on social, make sure you follow us on all the social medias. You can find all the social medias at solo.to/funnybusiness. Matt, it's now time for your advice.
I feel like we need to name this, but I don't have a name off the top of my head.
We'll get it going.
Okay. So this one, thought about this for a while. Not for a while, but I was like what am I going to talk about today? Because
like a week.
At this point, yes. At this point, I've gone. This is like the fifth one.
So you said drink some water, wear sunscreen.
Yep.
Have a salad.
Yep. Fresh air, I think.
Take a day off along the lines. Like it's okay to take a break.
Yep. Get away from technology for a little while.
Sure.
I don't know if I said this one, but I'm going to say it again. I think I said it. I was going to say get some sleep. Did I say that one?
You did say that.
Okay, that's right. So this is something that I've done the last couple of weeks, and I think it's important to do. Make sure you spend some time with some friends. Spend some time with people, even if you don't, let's say you only have a couple close friends, get together. Have a hangout. Now that it's a little more safe to get together. Spend some time outside, on a weekend, after work, whatever it is, even if it's with your coworkers. After you're done with work, go get a drink with your coworkers. I did that this past week. It was a lot of fun. We actually watched the Suns game at the bar. It was a lot of fun. Get some interaction. It's nice to have some personal time, but it's also nice to just talk with people, have some fun, get some laughs in, and be social. Go out of your comfort zone a little bit, I guess is what I'm saying.
Dude, you're pretty popular this past week.
It's been a lot of fun.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
I feel like you of all people between us probably you needed those timeouts as far as hanging out.
Yeah, I think that's an understatement. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, just for me, I feel like COVID-19, I hate to say it, never really happened with me.
Okay.
I thought it was just, that the virus was real. I'm not going to go against that, but like just the fact that I still had to work and like everybody was like unemployed and getting like unemployment and all that. And, they're like, oh, I don't know what to do tomorrow. And I'm like, well, I know what I get to do tomorrow.
That was me. I was like, you know what I'm going to do today? I'll go for a walk. And I was like, I'm proud of myself. I went for a walk today. That's where I was at in life.
And then that's when the podcast was born.
The rest is history.
Yeah. No, good idea, Matt. Socialize. Give somebody a phone call. I don't mean to add on it, but give somebody a phone call you haven't caught up with in a while. If
you have a friend you haven't seen in a long time or talked to in a long time, send them a text. I'm sure they're thinking about you too.
Get on a Zoom call, FaceTime.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
Your challenge this week, FaceTime somebody or give somebody a call.
Yes, someone you don't usually FaceTime or call.
It'll be a really nice surprise.
It will be.
And until the next time, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.